So, a very good cold morning to all our Sports Today family members and for people wherever they are watching us from the globe. I will be joined by our two Maharathis soon, but for the moment it's just me. And the big talking point in this is, will KL Rahul play today? Because yesterday Vikram Rathore unveiled a Pandora's box by saying, okay, KL Rahul got injured while having throwdowns in the practice session at Mirpur. Now, whether he is fit, it remains to be seen. We are just about a couple of minutes away from the toss. Vikram Rathore though did sound very confident that Rahul will participate. It's just a minor injury. There won't be any problems. But what is the situation with Bangladesh? Even they are dealing with a couple of injury issues. Remember, Ibadat Hossain suffered a side strain and is in doubt. Shakib Al Hasan is also in doubt for this test. Well, we may have two new captains today. So who will captain for India? One could be Cheteshwar Pujara, or it could be Rishabh Pant even. And looking at it, I think KL Rahul is fit, if we have to look at it. Is it? I think he is fit. So the latest update is that KL Rahul might be fit. He is out there, but who's the Bangladesh skipper? Because even with Shakib, it was a long shot. We did not know whether he was going to be there for the toss. Shardul Thakur, Mohammad Siraj and Aksar Patel are all having a good laugh. It will be interesting whether India makes any changes. Because see, Rohit Sharma is all but ruled out of this test. And so that is why even KL Rahul's injury, we will come to know whether who is going to be the captain. And Shakib is playing and so is KL Rahul. So the breaking news that we have for you all for the toss is that KL Rahul is fit. He is there for the toss, and the good news for Bangladesh is that Shakib Al Hasan is also fit and he is playing, and Bangladesh have won the toss. And what are they going to do in this? I think they will want to bat. That is what I'm looking at it, because Shakib Al Hasan has won the toss. And remember, in the first test at Chattogram, India batted and they set up 404. The look of this Mirpur wicket is, there are grassy patches, but there are also a lot of bald patches. And remember, Bangladesh have chosen to bat. KL Rahul is in, Shakib Al Hasan is also in. So, really crucial toss that Bangladesh have won here, because look, they have a better record in Mirpur as compared to Chattogram. So it is going to be a very interesting situation. So KL Rahul is fit and India will bowl in this second test in Mirpur. So Bangladesh have chosen to bat, and that is the current situation that we have. What are the changes that India might make ahead of the Mirpur test? Will any changes happen, or do you think that if we'll bat first? Shakib Al Hasan saying, okay, two changes are there. Ibadat Hossain is not in, which was expected, so Taskin Ahmed is in. Mominul is playing for Yasir Ali. So Yasir Ali, who failed in the Chattogram test, he is not in, and Mominul Haq is playing. So that is the two changes that Bangladesh have had. Shakib Al Hasan, there were fitness concerns over him. Remember, heading into the Mirpur test, there were doubts that he had suffered a shoulder injury as well as a side strain, and Bangladesh actually forced him to play. Whether that's true or not, I really don't know. So now Shakib is playing. So Bangladesh have got a major boost heading into this match. So Taskin Ahmed, remember, he can get some pace and bounce from this deck. He'll be a big threat to look out for. Mominul is playing, so that will also add a bit more solidity to the Bangladesh batting lineup. And remember, Taijul, Mehdi, USA, Taskin Ahmed, Shakib Al Hasan, if he's fit to bowl, they do have a pretty good bowling lineup. But the problem is, will Shakib bowl? Because he was not fit in the Chattogram test to bowl. So that is the current situation that we have. For people who are joining us now, Bangladesh have chosen to bat. Both the captains, Shakib Al Hasan and KL Rahul, are fit. They came out for the toss, and that is why it is really important that both teams get on the park and do well. And this means that Rohit Sharma will now directly be back for the Sri Lanka series. Remember, He had gone back to Mumbai to consult a specialist after that thumb injury in the second ODI, which happened at the same venue. Now, if this again raises a concern, yet another injury and Rohit Sharma misses yet another overseas series. I mean, he really has a one major change. Oh boy, this is very interesting. Kuldeep Yadav, who took 8 wickets in the first test in Chattogram, is out. Jaydev Unadkat is in. Remember, Jaydev Unadkat will be playing his first test after 12 years. Oh man, that is a major boost, because Unadkat, of all players, he was flown in because there were a lot of injury concerns in the Indian cricket team camp, and now he will be playing and Kuldeep Yadav is out. So that is one major change. I mean, I am very surprised, honestly, because you thought that if it's a very tacky wicket, it's got grass, it's got some bald patches, there'll be some dampness, early morning dampness, you would want to persist with Kuldeep, right? Because he's that left arm Chinaman, he does get that much of bounce, he does get that flight, the good pace, he can skid off the deck, but he's out. So Kuldeep Yadav is out and Jaydev Unadkat is in. Now, when was the last time Jaydev Unadkat featured for India in a test match? Well, that was in 2010. 2010 December. That was the second last century, 50th century that Sachin Tendulkar had hit in the South Africa test in Centurion. That was the second last century Tendulkar had ever hit in tests, and it was a magnificent occasion. But Jaydev Unadkat would not want to remember that because he did not pick up a single wicket and he struggled. Now, Jaydev Unadkat prior to this test match had tweeted that, "Red ball, please give me one more chance. I will not disappoint you." And he has got a lot of success riding into this tournament, riding into this test match, because he's already a Ranji Trophy winner. He is also a Vijay Hazare Trophy winner. And so, Jaydev Unadkat has been in fantastic form when it comes to red ball cricket in the domestic circuit in India. Now, it is a really big, occasion for Jaydev Unadkat. Dear Red Ball, as I had said, please give me one more chance. I'll make you proud. Promise. That's what he had said. It was an old tweet, but he's earned a recall now, and that is why it's good to see him back. But Kuldeep Yadav, what wrong did Kuldeep Yadav do? It's really mind-boggling as to why Kuldeep Yadav has to be the fall guy every single time. Does the pitch really warrant playing so many pacers? You've got 3 pacers. Jaydev Unadkat, then you've got Mohammad Siraj, and you've got Umesh Yadav. After that, you've got Aksar and Ashwin. Those are your 5 bowlers that you've got. Maybe they would not want to drop Aksar and Ashwin primarily because of the batting that they give. Ashwin, remember, scored a 50. But Kuldeep Yadav scored 40. And that partnership that he had with Ashwin ensured that India managed to get past 400. And unfortunately, I just don't understand. And KL Rahul has said that it is very unfortunate that Kuldeep Yadav has to miss out. Why is it unfortunate? So these are the teams we have. Nazmul Hossain Shanto, Zakir Hassan. Remember, Zakir Hassan scored a century on debut. That is, he became the 4th Bangladeshi player to do that. Liton Das, Mushfiqur Rahim, Shakib Al Hassan, Nurul Hassan, Mehdi Hassan, Taijul Islam, Khalid Ahmed and Taskin Ahmed. For India, you have KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Aksar Patel, Ravichandran Ashwin, Jaydev Unadkat, Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Siraj. Now, both the teams are playing with actually, if you look at it, 2 pacers in the Bangladesh team and 4 spinners. The 4 spinners are, if Shakib plays, hi Rahul, come, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
And not a good morning for Kuldeep Yadav. Sits out after taking 8 wickets. Jaydev Unadkat, though, back after 12 years in the test match arena. Bangladesh are playing with 2 pacers and 4 spinners. On the other hand, India are playing with 3 pacers and 2 spinners. 2 spinners are Aksar, Ravichandran Ashwin, Jaydev Unadkat, Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Siraj. But Kuldeep, 8 wickets, including a 5-wicket haul that set up India's win.
But not for the first time this has happened to Kuldeep Yadav.
Yep.
Because in Sydney also, he picked up a 5-wicket haul. Thereafter, he took 2 years, in fact more than 2 years to play his next test match. And I was surprised, in Mirpur I thought that you will go in with 3 spinners. And usually, in Mirpur, the thought process for as far as the Indian team management is concerned could be because the ball tends to stay a bit low. So they must have thought, Akshar Patel should alone be good enough. But then, what are you doing with these players, these youngsters? Kuldeep Yadav, man of the match in the last test match. Would you do the same with any other player or for that matter any? It's very strange, Kuldeep Yadav being dropped for this test match. I'm pretty surprised.
And even if you discount that contribution with the ball, with the bat, that partnership that he had with Ravichandran Ashwin ensured we got to 400.
That's what Utkarsh Vivek is also saying, what you are saying. Kuldeep gave was pretty good with the bat.
I mean, I'll again mention this. What wrong?
How many spinners are playing for Bangladesh?
Bangladesh, if Shakib bowls, 4 spinners.
Very good.
So Shakib, Mehdi Hassan.
Spinners? Okay. Shakib is there.
Okay, 3 spinners. They are also playing 3 spinners.
Taijul.
Shakib, Mehdi, Taijul.
And fast bowlers?
Khalid and Tuskin.
Okay. So the home team basically. They are playing 2 fast bowlers.
2 fast bowlers
and 3
spinners.
They are playing with 3 spinners. Fair enough.
And India are playing with 3 pacers and 2 spinners.
Jaydev Unadkat making a comeback.
After 12 years, and also his old tweet which said, "Dear Red Ball, please give me one more chance. I'll make you proud." In the Indian domestic circuit, though, he's done pretty well.
No, he deserves this opportunity. He's been, for somebody who played his last test match way back in 2010 in South Africa. Thereafter, he didn't get too many opportunities. He was constantly playing domestic cricket and was doing very well. And it is a reward for his persistence and the way he's bowled and picked up wickets in domestic cricket. And finally, he deserves this opportunity. But I'm surprised, but I would still again go back to the same thing. Is it because he is Kuldeep Yadav, or is there something else? Because I thought he was pretty okay with the bat. Exactly. 40 runs in that first innings. But anyways,
I mean, it's really surprising. And KL Rahul, I mean, there was doubts about it, but both KL and Shakib Al Hasan are back. Because KL Rahul had that hand injury, but then it wasn't that serious. Shakib also had 2 injury issues. One was a shoulder injury, the other was a side strain. But he's playing. Whether it was forced or whether he's done it on his own, we really don't know. And an important toss probably to win for Bangladesh, because see, there are bald patches and there are also grass patches. But that grass patch is probably to hold the wicket together. The early morning dampness that will be there, that itself will ensure that perhaps India can get some inroads in. So Jaydev, Siraj, Umesh, these 3 will be the key. And remember, in Chattogram, Ravichandran Ashwin struggled. Although he got the wicket of Zakir Hassan, with the ball, he really struggled. And that kind of put pressure on him heading into Mirpur, in my honest opinion. But
that's not, what usually happens in Indian cricket. Siddharth, we were also discussing the other day, what if Rohit would have been available for this test match? Who would have been dropped? Shubman Gill. So you wouldn't drop somebody like Ravichandran Ashwin, and fair enough, he's done enough for Indian cricket and for himself to merit a place in the playing 11 despite a poor performance in the last test match. That's fine. He deserves another chance. But then what are you doing with a youngster like Kuldeep Yadav? I'm calling him a youngster because he hasn't played that amount of cricket that usually somebody should have played, considering
he's just 26-27.
Yeah, and also considering he played his first test in 2016-17.
I think it was 17, that Dharamshala
test match. Yeah, it's
17.
17. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been now more than 5 years. So that's one thing, and he isn't too old, so he's still a youngster who's still trying to find his feet in international cricket, especially in with the Indian setup. So that's one thing. What these changes mean at this point, because we discussed in the last test match also that how in the second innings he was underbowled, how he was used by the captain KL Rahul. Yesterday, I don't know, you were not here. I'm sure you must have read it on social media and of course on AajTak and Sports Today also. We broke a story. Broke as in that there could be a change of guard in Indian.
Yes. In the Indian white ball
setup, which means there is a possibility that Rohit Sharma may not be the captain in either of the two formats, that is T20s and ODIs. Now T20s, I'm sure you must have heard it from us some number of times that Hardik Pandya is going to be your T20 captain from here on.
Yes.
So now there is a thought that there could be a change and Hardik could
and welcome Nikhil, welcome.
And then you say that everything is fair and
love and war.
No, fair. Kuldeep Yadav has been dropped.
I mean, 8 wickets, 40 runs.
Shocked?
Because the best bowler has been dropped.
Best bowler has
And also solid bat also has been dropped.
Yeah, but I'm saying though his selection is not based on his batting. It's based on his bowling.
I think he should
I think
never.
he's dropped because of Rahul Rawat.
No,
I'll give you reason also.
No, that's fine.
He should never take a 5-wicket.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, last time also, yes.
He took a 5-wicket haul Sydney, never played a test for 2 years, took a 5-wicket haul, dropped in Mirpur. Whereas Bangladesh are playing 3 spinners and 2 pacers. India are playing 3 pacers.
You're not playing in Newlands, huh? You're playing in Mirpur.
Exactly.
It's because of Rahul Rawat. He was making a lot of noise. See, sometimes I tell it goes against him.
Yeah,
when you say, how is this bowler who is done so well, not getting enough overs in the second innings?
But Nikhil, that did happen.
But that goes against.
I know. I tell you, when I speak
biggest enemy.
When I speak to a few players, I told them, not to interact with
journalists.
A lot of journalists. Don't get too cozy and don't
wish them on Twitter.
Don't show the team, the management.
Yes.
How close you are to somebody, because it might
go
against a particular.
Very good point.
I told it.
But yet they do. And that's why they have to pay.
Stop wishing people on Twitter now.
So exactly. So I never see, because I'll give you an example. Though it didn't happen, but sometimes there are politicians who tweet in favor of players from their constituency or whatever, right?
Shashi Tharoor did for Sanju Samson.
Then there are sometimes team owners that tweet in favor of their.
Parth Jindal did it for Ashwin.
So
a lot of players.
So what happens is they don't realize that their intentions are good, but they don't realize they're actually doing more harm than good to those players. If I was any of those players, I'd be like, please don't. Please do not tweet in my favor or speak in my favor, because if you do, it is going to go against me.
Absolutely.
So
basically what you are saying is that players are being picked and dropped on the basis of who is tweeting and who's making noises.
I'm not saying that.
For or against them.
No, I'm not saying.
But if that's the criteria,
no.
God bless.
I'm not saying that. What happens is, I'll tell you what happens is that if it's not just that. In general terms, what they say that sifarish, when somebody does, it sometimes goes against you. It backfires. So I'm saying consistently, I'm not blaming one team management or another team management. I'm saying it, usually when noise is, you're trying to put some influence via thing. People don't realize that player has not asked somebody to do it. What general perception comes is that player is telling everyone that, listen, I'm not being picked, so they are tweeting in his favor. So they think that player is then leaking information or going against the team or feeding information like that. I think then it goes against that player. And that is why I said those players must be hoping that please do not tweet in my favor. Please do not tweet on me.
If that had to happen, I've already tweeted and damage has already been done. Kuldeep Yadav, I believe, is there on the ground, so he can't tell me to tweet or not.
No. Yeah, I agree that a lot of these tweets make a difference. But I'm saying, as you said, sometimes it's not about tweet mention, but showing your closeness to somebody on social media affects.
See, it can, to be very honest.
If he likes that tweet, then he's in trouble. So long he doesn't like it, then it's okay.
And Nikhil, to an extent, if you know somebody, it does happen at times. It can influence your decisions.
Yes.
But then it's a neutral point of view. I think we are 4 people here in this studio, and nobody is close to Kuldeep Yadav, I guess. None of us. But it's a general perception. You tell me, you have so many people watching, you tell me one person who you can find out, and if he has said that it's a good decision, and that too in Mirpur.
No. Okay, you were saying let's read the just go slightly up, Anurag, just slightly up. Let's start with Austin Kuna, who's saying it's so unfair on Kuldeep. He's got a 5-for last game and he is dropped on a pitch which is generally spin friendly, which is also true. Exactly. It baffles me, the selection process simply destroyed Kuldeep's confidence again.
And he is a confidence player, by the way.
Yep.
Vinayak Yadu is saying, I want to scratch my brain. I mean, what the, fill in the blanks. Okay. KK, what is
Rahul Dravid himself lost the World Cup and big tournaments by playing finger spinner Harbhajan Singh in the 11 instead of Kumble, and his same thinking is now sinking the Indian.
That I think is a wrong.
Exactly. In fact, I'll tell you, it was Saurav Ganguly, by the way, who started this trend, and I thought it was a very bold move. And Harbhajan, by the way, won you games.
Yep.
Because Anil Kumble, perhaps the greatest match winner that India has ever produced, but look at the competition. I am saying that a Harbhajan who ended up with 419 test wickets. So I think that's not a fair comparison, to be very honest. It's not a fair comparison.
Akash is saying dropping Kuldeep is not on performance, it's something else.
I agree.
All the time, which is also true.
I agree.
Can't be. I mean,
you remember,
story you said yesterday.
We discussed. No, I thought you were there.
When?
You were on air with us, or we spoke on phone or here, that how Kuldeep was unfairly treated in the second innings of that.
No. You said yesterday.
Oh yeah.
When we were doing dugout.
Yep. A very bad memory.
Yeah.
So
dugout.
And
but I heard that you have been eating badams. I was watching a football show, so that's when I know that you are on a good diet of almonds. So
still not working though. But you would remember last night. In fact, just as you stepped in, we were discussing about this story that one of our colleagues, Nitin Srivastav, broke yesterday, that Indian cricket might just have one full-time white ball captain, and that could be Hardik Pandya. It may or may not happen, but as of now, that is the thought process, the top hierarchy. Once the selectors are appointed, I think you will have a formal decision on that. But as of now, there is a possibility that Hardik might be appointed as a full-time white ball captain. That means T20, he of course is the white ball is the T20 captain, but then in times to come, in days to come, there is a possibility that he might take over from Rohit Sharma.
Before the 50 over World Cup.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. No, although I spoke to a few people, they were surprised. But there is, if now suddenly you're a few of the Twitter guys, people. Initially they
people who work for Twitter or people who are on Twitter?
Who are on Twitter and
influencers.
Who basically think they are actually running Indian cricket. Okay. They initially ran this story down, but now they've just Alka Saab, they've mentioned there is a possibility tomorrow if it does happen chest thumping will happen. देखा मैंने कहा था ना. But if it happens, we are not saying that this will happen, but there is a thought process, by the way.
Okay, you're saying there are certain people in the board who are thinking, or the decision makers who are
You don't have decision makers in India. Yeah, you have a decision maker.
Oh,
so
I thought there are makers. 2-3 people will discuss that. No,
you know that.
There could be 2-3. No, 2. I'm saying like Ala Adhikari and Captain and Captain and coach and all of that, they'll come into.
So Rohit Sharma might just be restricted.
But I doubt it will happen.
No, even I spoke to somebody this morning. He said he was also a bit surprised, but no, I'll still, till the time somebody denies it completely.
So you are believing that this
No, I am saying there is a possibility. Nowhere did I say that this will happen, but there is a possibility. You'll have to see that Hardik Pandya, how his body, he's been injury prone because he's
but the same problem is with Rohit.
Yeah.
No, but then same problem with Hardik. So I don't know,
that's
maybe
the difficult choice
would
to
I
make.
want to make a change in the same year as the World Cup and suddenly change the captain? I don't know.
You should know.
Now,
make it at the start of the year rather than making it towards the later half.
Sure, make it now rather than let's say then. I agree, but on a World Cup year, suddenly you change Rohit Sharma.
Nikhil, every year you have a World Cup. Every year. What do you do then?
No, but I given you for example. For example, T20. Now it's 2 years away. So you made the T20 captain change in that sense that Hardik is becoming. So he gets groomed, and then your 50 over World Cup again will come after 4 years, right?
No, I get your point. Maybe you're right.
So
Maybe you're right. But then you will have to continue with the same set of people, and this is what is going to happen. I'm not saying that Rohit Sharma is not a good captain. Maybe you need a change in leadership. Maybe you need a change in how your leader or your captain thinks. Maybe you need fresh ideas. Maybe Hardik Pandya is that man who can come up with those fresh ideas rather than, and somebody, if a player can stand up in the team meeting and say it to these senior players that, we've suffered because of how you've given us the kind of starts that you've given us in the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think because not everybody will do that.
Agreed, but I'm saying there is no. So we knew at the T20 World Cup that you were not best place to win the T20 World Cup. We knew where you were going. Yeah. But in one day, I don't know. I agree that you've lost a series now against Bangladesh, but I still don't see the Indian one day team not being very good. I mean, if you look at the past performance, so I'm saying to suddenly discard.
Will the change in captaincy affect your chances in the World Cup? ODI World Cup?
Maybe, I don't know, if I was a decision maker, I'd still be with Rohit as my captain for the 50 over World Cup.
Fair enough.
And with my tried and tested players who've done well in 50 overs till now, just go with them. Unless there's something disastrous that continues to happen, let's say in the next few ODI series, and I see, now, it is. I still believe that the kind of the one day teams that you have, excuse me, you're not behind the curve that much. You are one of the best in the world.
No, I'm saying if you have to make a change, make it today.
In these conditions.
And see,
sure, but on the basis of what? So I'm saying, for example, I'm just saying that let's say, we run sports today or whatever, right? It's as a project. Now, this is also a project just as Indian team, and you're looking at, and so somebody there saying, okay, Rahul, Siddharth and Nikhil are doing, and whoever is a decision maker, someday may say, okay, if it's working or not, let's make a change. So there's the right time. So my thing is, when do you decide that right time has come? Are you sure that if Rahul, Siddharth and Nikhil are not there and XYZ are there, is it going to change? Much is going to change? Or do you think you're making the decision to get rid of 3 of us very quickly? Maybe you needed to give us some more time and then you would have got slightly better results. Or if you change this suddenly and bring 3 fresh set of people, it can work either way. It can work or it can backfire also. And then you will be in a situation where you said, no, you know what, I made that decision in haste. and for my this important World Cup, just before that thing that we are going to do, I think maybe with Rahul, Siddharth and Nikhil, it could have been slightly better. But you've now made that decision, so you can't now go back. So I'm saying, when you make a decision of getting rid of the three of us, that has to be thought of 10 times, because then there is no going back. I'm saying it's a very big decision to take in a World Cup here.
But then you have to take big, because this situation,
if you're convinced that is going to take you forward, because it can backfire also.
You know, I understand you cannot have Rohit Sharma. I think is good enough to lead the Indian team for the 2023 World Cup also.
Yeah.
But you know, Rohit's fitness is also an issue. You can't have a captain who is missing out
so is
on so many. But he's not playing Test cricket. He's taking a rest. I think that's maybe 24th, 25th. By 27th, hopefully we'll know. 27th of this month, we'll know who the next ODI captain would be. And will Rohit be available? Because KL Rahul for sure is not going to be available.
For the Sri Lanka series.
I don't know for what reason, but Siddharth has been saying that he's not going to be available. I don't
You don't know for what reason?
No, I don't know whether he's going to be available or not.
He has said he needs private time.
So he'll be dropped from the T20s.
That is not known yet. But he's not there for the Sri Lanka series.
He's going to take rest, or he's going to be dropped?
He's going to just step aside because he's got some personal.
That means he's going to take rest.
Yeah, he'll take rest.
By the way,
but the new captain who's going to come, he's going to have the same issue. India are not going to play with their core until July. The same chopping and changing is going to happen. So, the captain is not important here. Your team stability is important.
Exactly.
Where is that stability? Because even if Hardik comes, see, KL Rahul's not there. After that, Border Gavaskar Trophy is the one series you'll have. After that, IPL. Then till June, you will get injuries.
So Border Gavaskar, you will see your core team.
We hope so. We all thought we will see the core in England during the T20 World Cup, but that didn't happen.
By the way, Shubham has got a very interesting question. He's saying, what about last year's philosophy that we can't have two captains in white ball? This is also true.
Yes.
You removed Virat Kohli, saying that we cannot have two different captains. Now, how can you have two different
Now,
captains?
I think you'll have to
is
change that
is that why that they may go with that decision, as you're saying?
Maybe the accountability factor. You lost a T20 World Cup. Rohit Sharma was handed this ODI, T20 and ODI captaincy with a lot of expectations, because Virat, I thought India bungled up in that 2021 World Cup with the selection, and same happened this year also. So nothing changed. For me, nothing changed. You didn't pick the right squad, and then you didn't play the right 11 also. And we discussed this yesterday also. How you need a leader who has to lead by example. Not that I'm saying Virat Kohli is not one of those, or Rohit Sharma is not one of those, but maybe I think it's time. If you have to make a change, do it now. Otherwise, go ahead with Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
But yes, you cannot have Rohit Sharma to lead in ODIs, Hardik to lead in T20s, and then in Test you can have KL Rahul, Cheteshwar Pujara, someday Rishabh Pant, someday Bumrah. So you can't have those many captains.
Hardly any bounce.
And these bodies are getting fragile by the day.
Every passing day.
Without playing.
Or yours also practice. Remember, two practice.
Yours is also not getting any better.
No, I too was never that great.
No, I'm saying with age, everyone's body. Ullas Pujari is sent us a super chat where he said, this Indian team must hate Kuldeep. Strong words, but
yeah,
not every.
Mr. Shekhar is like saying, evening all and welcome back, Nikhil. Yes, 8 November 2021 at Dubai versus Namibia was the start of this chaotic era with injuries and rest, which wasn't before Oval Test match.
Was the start of this
chaotic this thing with injuries, player rotation, all this.
Why with Namibia? The one that in which KL Rahul got.
He got a 50,
50,
and you are out of contention in the T20 World Cup for the player knockouts anyway. So it started from that point.
I think somebody has to pull the plug now. Because a year later, in November, December, again we would be sitting here in the studio and would be discussing the very same things that we've been discussing for the last 2-3 years.
Like I had said, who'll bell the cat? Still awaiting that answer. No one's belled the cat. Yadav Vinayak, long rope for KL and thin thread for Kuldeep is the mystery of our times. ECB is brave enough to drop Morgan and Roy to win World Cup and groom Rehan ahead of Matthew. But forget vision. Just go down with they
lack foresight.
There is no sight.
Yeah, that's
Okay, he's probably living in Delhi at this point in time with all the fog and haze. No sight. Morgan and Roy, but Morgan was
But I'm
not.
sure Rahul must be very disappointed today that India are bowling.
KL Rahul.
No, Rahul Rawat. Because then 3-day prediction may not happen now.
No, and hardly if you look at it, there's not enough bounce on this deck. We are in for a slow, low,
It
turgid
can
test
happen
match.
if you expect Bangladesh to be bundled out
Yeah.
very quickly.
100
then you're back
and, yeah.
long. But see, then 3 days will happen.
No,
For India, will have to bat 2 days for you to
Yep.
for
Actually,
them to get
yeah.
that.
See,
this
Bangladesh-
is the only way that India can bat once, I think.
Yeah.
This is the only way.
The only way would have been if it batted first. But they can also bat
No, but
only once.
because
But
then
3 days, it will go to 4.
No, for example, India scores around 500 runs. Batting runs. Bangladesh get bowled out for say about 10 or 20 runs.
No, 100, let's say.
Okay, say 75 they bowled out. Then will India enforce the follow-up?
Yeah, they will. And then there was your only chance for the game to finish
Why?
in 3 days. Then
Why
do
will
that.
they enforce follow-on?
Because 75, like 500 and 75, big difference. Nah,
No, but you need more batting practice, no?
you don't need practice. You don't not gone there. It's an international match.
No.
My thing is that if they batted first, 3 days would have been possible. Assuming 500, you bat 2 days or whatever, and then third day or whatever 2.5 days, and then you get them out for 3 days. Then it's possible. Now what happens? Batting second, 1 day, or at least 80% of 1 day, even if they get out quickly, you'll have to bat. So then you'll have to bat about 2 days for you to get that kind of run, 500. And then that team will have to come out again, whether it's a half a day. So fourth day it will go.
Irrespective of whether it is
Follow or not,
the
whatever.
Indian team or the Bangladesh
team.
whoever
Only
emerges
way
as the winner.
Yeah, the only good thing here is that the decision to give follow and all now will not be there for Indian team.
No, that is
so
fine.
default.
But we also should not forget that India will have to bat fourth, and if they get a target of say 150, 175
with 3 spinners.
with 3 spinners, the home
And
team has
Bangladesh
decided
has.
to pick 3 spinners.
And Shakib's Mirpur record.
So
Amazing
let's not
record.
be be assured that India will win this test match. Hopefully they will. In fact, they should win this test match. And you never know, batting in that first hour, KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Cheteshwar Pujara, anything could have happened.
Oh.
No?
Nothing has happened to Bangladesh though. But it was only 1 over here.
And imagine if they are the ones who score say 350, 375 in the first innings.
Then it's game on.
Even a draw is a loss for India, for me, in test cricket against Bangladesh. Now it's on. Out or 6?
Whoa! Just evaded. And who was that?
It cannot be Ashwin.
Siraj. It was Siraj.
Number
was it?
73.
Ashwin will not make that kind of an effort, and India might just
I think
lose
he's injured himself.
He's injured his shoulder.
See,
Siraj.
good they played 3 fast bowlers, na?
Now,
Now you 2 to you need minimum.
and somebody was questioning about the vision.
Foresight vision.
Foresight.
That's the vision they knew.
There was no vision.
Jaydev, Unadkat will get to bowl more overs now.
Yeah. Oh man, but what a shot this is from.
Oh.
So Shanto, I guess.
Dropped carry. This is a drop.
He landed.
This is a drop.
This is a drop.
This is a drop. It's
Landed
not,
pretty hard.
Yeah, I thought it was much tougher than it was.
See Virat Kohli
But this
saying,
is a-
"Abey yaar, ke bhi nahi pakda."
No, but this was a drop. First I thought it was very tough, but when I'm seeing the replay, it was in the hand.
Virat.
Maybe this shoulder work is happening because of the
Thankfully,
drop.
it is the left shoulder.
But you'll need now. Leading up.
Loading up. So
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Lakshman Gorad is saying Indian cricket is going the way of hockey. I don't know whether they're disrespecting Indian hockey or Indian cricket.
Yeah, come on, Lakshman. India hockey now
No, but
is
what he's
on
saying
an
is
up.
that
Yeah, there was a period when they were really, really struggling. They didn't even qualify for the Olympics in 2008. Players were being chopped, players were being rested, politics and all that. But now it's on the upswing.
That
luckily.
time also Hockey India was disbanded, and although Indian cricket BCCI has not been disbanded. But
no, but with the difference is that in terms of hockey, you were not financial powerhouse in a sport as such. Here in cricket, you are.
Exactly.
So IPL will still be the biggest league. So.
And remember, the Indian hockey team is one of your dark horses heading into the World Cup.
I think the better comparison would be that Indian cricket can go English football's way, where you continue to have like the world's attention on your domestic cricket, and you are still the decision makers everywhere, but you are just happy playing quarterfinals.
I think that's a better and a fair comparison.
Where England accept that they are good enough to play quarters or sometimes semis. Rarely.
You build up
And
by saying
every
it's
time
coming
they enter
home.
any tournament,
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's coming
But
home.
it does not.
the only thing that is coming home is
The England, the
flight
football
and
team.
the players and the team.
That's about it. Yep.
But I was actually shocked today when I was coming to office.
Yeah, I was also surprised.
I read.
Yeah, even I read and I was like pretty surprised.
I also have had one gentleman sitting next to me. So I said, "Chalo ji, aap team sunate." Khadak. Got that alert. Tak tak tak. Are no Kuldeep Yadav? He said. So while driving, he is very used to tweeting and all the messaging and making those videos and everything. So he said, I of course will not name the gentleman, but so he just tweeted something. So I said, oh, okay. So then I said, let me check. I may have gotten this wrong. I may have gotten this wrong. I said, नहीं इतना ही कहा था, tweet deleted. अरे यार tweet delete करवा दिया. I said, नहीं मैंने कब कहा था he is not there. He wrote that tweet again.
Oh my goodness.
So
This is what Kuldeep can do to you.
but actually it was shocking.
It was.
Kuldeep, yeah.
Seriously, poor guy. Only advice for Kuldeep now: don't take 5-wicket hauls.
No, but I seriously think what Nikhil said initially in this conversation was maybe that was right.
I mean, imagine he won you the game in Dharamshala. Okay, despite that, there was so much fight. You remember the backdrop of Kuldeep's debut also. There was fighting. Oh, we don't want Kuldeep in the side. Oh, we don't want to pick him. But he came, took 4 wickets, won you that Dharamshala test against Australia. And
But the captain changed actually.
Yeah, luckily
Rahane was the captain.
He picked him. Yeah.
I think those were the initial few days when Kumble had just taken over.
Yes, and that was the starting point of the schism apparently. Kuldeep, that was the starting point. So that is why.
Yes, Mr. Chandresh. Haven't you subscribed to Sports Today?
Mr. Shekhar, yes, I did. I didn't go to Villaggio. I went to Cornish. Yes, I went to Vendome Mall and City Centre Mall and.
Wow.
Why is Nikhil Nas dressed as the Sanjay Dutt of 90s?
I'm not.
90s.
Sanjay Dutt was like this.
Not 80s, 90s.
Sergeant time. That was
90s, yeah.
That was
80s,
Sergeant.
no, he was.
The 80s you were doing that.
Rocky.
That's
Rocky.
his question. He's just sent me $5.
Did Sanjay Dutt wear these kind
He
of
is the center of gravity and it's a very important conversation.
What does he think? Why is Kuldeep not playing? What does he think? Why is Kuldeep not playing?
I'll talk to you later because we are in the middle of a very important
discussion. Why does he think Kuldeep is not being picked?
Why do you think that Kuldeep was dropped from this playing 11?
You should not be asking such questions.
Why?
You're telling me he's live.
I know, I understand, but the way I'm mimicking, you should understand what I mean.
Come again. I couldn't hear the first imitation.
Arey Nikhil, don't ask such questions.
Okay. No.
Jury? Jury member?
Yes. No, but what has he got to do?
Exactly.
Come up with proper this thing.
You can't.
You are skirting the issue.
Such vague comments.
Yeah.
Do you see any reason?
My only reason is that Kuldeep bowled well, so he has to go out. Even in the second innings of the first test match, Rahul was not giving him bowling. So I am just worried who's going to get the tail out. I can already see Miraz and Taskin Ahmed scoring runs because there is nobody to take the tail out. I'm telling you very honestly. You think it's a joke, but I'm telling you it's going to happen. Because there's no one in this lineup who can get the tail out.
Ashwin.
No.
Ashwin?
Yeah, matlab,
नहीं.
let's see. But Taskin will score runs, Miraz will score runs, and Miraz was struggling against Kuldeep. He would have given a party to both the Rahuls in the Indian camp.
Who? Acha.
Both the
Both the Rahuls.
Not to you.
In the Indian camp. He's not in the Indian camp. He's anti-Indian
No, he
camp.
would have gone to the Indian dressing room and said thank you. Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Anyways, please subscribe to Cricket Chronicles with Chandresh for more.
You cannot judge. You send us a super chat, then we will say that now. You're plugging like that.
This is also super chat. Na, I'm calling from my home Wi-Fi line, so I'm paying for my Wi-Fi. So it's a super chat in a way.
You've been muted.
You've been.
Chalo.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
He's saying tail. So much is happening in Indian cricket. Kuldeep Yadav has been dropped after picking up a 5-wicket haul, and he is saying, I am worried about the Bangladeshi tail.
Tail.
His favorite subject. And he's saying you can laugh as much as you want. It's not a joke. Chandresh will call you
At the
again.
end, we'll say Dhanyavad.
Once the tail is getting runs, we will remember you and we'll bring you live.
Kuldeep is not
With
playing
us.
due to...
And we'll mute you as soon as you plug your own.
Kuldeep is not playing because Bangladesh top order has too many left-handers.
Not true.
But I thought Kuldeep Yadav is a Chinaman, no?
Yeah.
He got rid of
turns it
Shakib Al
away
Hasan
from
in
the
both
left-hander.
innings.
Yes.
He got rid of Shakib in both innings. He got rid of Taijul. He got rid of. He troubled this guy also, Shanto and.
And by the way, Ashwin, who's usually very dangerous against the left-handers,
He got only 1 wicket.
in the last test match, how many wickets did he get?
He got 1 wicket in that second innings where he bowled 27 overs, and that was of the Centurion, Zakir Ahmed. But that's it. He didn't trouble them that much.
Exactly.
So 1 wicket in that. Akshar Patel took 4. Kuldeep took 3.
Yeah. 4 and 3 in the second innings. Yeah.
4 and 3. So first test, yeah.
Chalo, it's going to be a very busy day today. Lot of controversies and conversations.
Bye.
Later.
Yeah, but you're building up to something big tomorrow.
Yes.
So we'll be back for the lunch interval then.
हो चुका
है. Lunch हो चुका है.
End हो चुका है stream.
End हो चुका है. No, we are still live.
अरे ये साइड हो गया.
No. So we'll be back for the lunch interval. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and
Hides
information.
the seam, huh?
Yep.
Now, Sira.
He is bowling with a scrambled seam. Last में भी हुआ था because he's saying अच्छा ये तो उमेश है.
Yep.
Umesh.
Thank you. Bye bye.
सिराज
Vanakkam.
बोल रहा है कि